Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It depends on where you're watching from. Thank you for joining in this session. This session we look at Let's Talk, the struggle of the believer. Thank you for joining. We invite you to look at the previous videos that we have done on the struggle of the believer. Yes, and we refer to believers as persons who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. We refer to believers as persons who believe in God. And we find that many of the believers, they do go to church, and they go to church very often. Sometimes they go every Sunday. Sometimes they even join online. They go to church every Wednesday, depending on what they have during the week. So this session, we look at Let's Talk, the struggles of the believers. And we have said that many of the believers, they do appear to be happy. They do appear to be having a good, enjoyable life. Nothing is wrong with that. We all crave to have an enjoyable life. We all crave to have a happy life. But many of these believers, when they go in public, when they go to the church, when they go to the workplace, they appear to be happy. They act as if they are happy and everything is going fine. But deep down, there is a struggle. Today, we're going to look at one of the struggles that some of the believers face. And some of these struggles actually happen in the church itself. Yes, some of these believers who struggle, they have some strange struggles, right? And we're going to look at one of the struggles that some persons will find, well, it's actually pretty unacceptable. But the fact is, some believers struggle with this issue. Yes, it is not, and it's not a struggle that anyone should really accept. But the fact is, some believers struggle with this issue. Now, the issue we're going to look at is some of these ladies, for example. We're going to look at some of the ladies, the believers who are ladies. Some of them are rich, some of them are not married, yes. And as we know that many of the members of the churches, most of them seem to be ladies. There are more ladies to me than in the ministry than males, right? The ladies, and more ladies than males in the ministry. Research has proven that. So today we're going to look at one of the struggles that some of the ladies face, and they will tell you, they will tell persons who are very close to them that yes, that is a struggle that I face almost every Sunday, if not every Sunday. I face a struggle most times when I'm in the church. Yes, I do face it. And some are very bold. They will tell you that, yes, I do struggle with this. And some of these believers are married persons, are married women. And some, especially the married women, they will tell you also they do struggle. But let's look out at also at some of the single ladies who do struggle. Now, this struggle, it is not obvious. You cannot see it. It is a struggle that is hidden. Unless the believer tells you that is a struggle, you would not even know unless you have the gift of discernment. But how many of us know about the gift of discernment? We're talking about a struggle. We're talking about a struggle that is not very well known if it's not mentioned to you. Now, today's struggle, we look at the struggle of liking, for example, the preacher, liking the pastor, for example, a single lady liking the pastor, even a married lady. But today we're going to look at a single lady who likes the pastor. I wouldn't even say maybe love, but I'll stick with liking the pastor. And so when the pastor is preaching, her mind it goes haywire, and the believer would say, he's up there, and I'm just looking at his arms, I'm looking at his chest. In other words, she is undressing the speaker as he preaches. Now, it is a struggle that some persons will not mention, but it's a struggle for some of these single ladies. They look at the pastor and they will be looking beyond his clothes. They will be looking at his muscles. They'll be looking at his chest. Yes, and they start imagining all the other areas of the preacher's clothing and body. For example, this is a struggle that some of the believers face. Not all of them, not all believers, but they will tell you it is a struggle when they see the pastor or the preacher who he or she admires. she will say, I do struggle with that. I do struggle. And the person will say, you know, I have been struggling with this type of eyes, this type of desire from so long. And it is really a struggle. So this is a struggle that some of the believers face. They go to church and they all they can see is actually not even hearing what is being said, the preaching, what is being given, but the person is struggling, looking and beyond the preacher's shirt, they're looking at his chest and arms, etc., etc. This is one of the struggles that some of the believers face. They go to church and they can't even concentrate. Their minds are somewhere else. Did you know someone who said to you, this has happened to them, and they had to fight. It was a struggle. Some of them are saying it is a struggle. Do you know someone who mentioned that, you know, that is what she does each time she goes at the church, for example? She be thinking, guilty thinking about the pastor's chest. We say the person, or the believer, unclothes the preacher. Yes, this happens in church. This is a struggle of some of the believers. It is a unique struggle, but it does happen. Do you know someone who mentioned that, oh, on Sundays I unclothe him, or last Sunday I unclothe him in my mind? This is a struggle that some of the believers have, especially the young believers, the mature believers. Yes, they have this struggle. They face this struggle. This struggle happens in many of the churches. Not all churches, I'm not sure, but many of the churches, they have this struggle. Some believers have the struggle of undressing the speaker. Yes, you'll be looking at, you know, the arms and chests and whatever else. That is a struggle. So if you know someone who said that, oh, this is a struggle I face. Oh, I do that every Sunday. Oh, I do that. It's a struggle that some believers face. If you know someone who said that to you, then you can share, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. Let's talk the struggle of the believer. Thank you for joining. Please like and share, subscribe. If you know someone who mentioned about that struggle for clothing the pastor, on clothing the preacher. This is a struggle that some believers face. It is a real struggle. It is a real struggle, and there is no pretense about it. Some of the believers do struggle with unclothing this preacher as he preaches. We're talking about a single mother, even, and I'm not even mentioning even maybe a married person too, a married person who may be having issues in the marriage. This could be a common struggle for some, even some married persons. Share and like and subscribe. We will be looking at more struggles that some believers face, and we also invite you to look and listen to the previous videos of the struggles that we have looked at that some believers have. You may be able to relate to some of the struggles. You may know somebody who have been going through those struggles. Please like and share and subscribe, as we will be looking more on the struggles of the believers. Thank you for joining. Bless you. Have a great day.